Beta Upsilon Chi, BYX, presents Man to Men, the premier audio journal for men who live faithfully and lead courageously. I'm Jared Musgrove, bringing you an installment in our occasional series, Collegiate Leaders. These are conversations with college men who live faithfully and lead courageously on major campuses across the country. And today, we welcome Evan Miller straight from Texas Tech University. Evan, good to see you, man.
Dude, thanks for having me.
I've been looking forward to this one. We've spent a lot of time in some premier BYX leadership environments, and so I'm happy to start getting some stuff on the record from you.
Yes, sir. Me too.
Well, introduce yourself to the guys a little bit. I call it like give us the LinkedIn stats, if you will, background, major area of study, why Texas Tech, just all that good stuff.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm a senior at Texas Tech. I'm studying biology, hoping to go pre-med.
Yeah. Well, man, being at Tech now, I mean, you are in your senior year. You can see the finish line from where you sit. What has it been like being a Christ follower, particularly at Texas Tech? Every university is different. What's it like walking with Jesus at your university? What are some challenges and unexpected joys?
Yeah. Well, when I was coming to Texas Tech, I was scared. There's a reputation of a party school. There's nothing to do but drink out in West Texas. And I'm like, I don't want to fall into that. And I don't know what else I'm going to do. So I was just worried, fear of the unknown. I got out here and it's amazing. Like people come to Texas Tech looking for Jesus. And there's such a crowd of people who were following him well. I found a great church out here, but there were probably 5 or 6 churches out here that any faithful Christian I would recommend them to go to. Probably more than that, just 5 or 6 off the top of my head. So, I mean, Christianity is never the easy route, but it's not more challenging than it should be, if that makes sense. So as far as my experience, I got plugged into a church early freshman year. Been going there, getting to serve on leadership there. All throughout my college career. It's been a huge part of my faith while I've been here. It's been great.
Man, that's fantastic. Where did BYX come into the story for you?
So I went to a camp called Foundation Retreat. It's kind of similar to Impact for A&M folk. But so I went to Foundation Retreat and there was a counselor there. That was a big part of my faith. But there's a counselor there who was like, hey, you should rush BYX. I had no idea what BYX was.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, like, sure, I'll think about it. We'll see. And I got there and all the friends I'd made at that camp were like, hey, we're going to go to the rush events. You should come with us. Okay, why not? I'll go to 1 or 2. Went to all 5 that week and got really close to the guys and just kind of here we are now.
All right. Yeah.
Let's take the next step.
Man, you've been running with a good crew. And so as a spokesman for your generation, what do you feel are some misperceptions of you guys right now by maybe the few of us who are a few steps ahead or maybe a few miles ahead of you guys? How do you feel misperceived in your generation?
Obviously, I'm in my generation, so it's a little bit difficult to take that step back. But I think
that is very wise, actually. There's a lot of wisdom in having that perspective. But I'm still going to ask the question. How do you guys think?
And I'll still do my best to answer it.
Yeah.
I think there's a misconception that this generation is the most faithless generation we've had. And I've gotten to be in some really cool rooms, some really cool experiences, some really cool places where that's just not true. The Lord's alive. The Lord's moving the same as he always has in this generation, if not more. And it's just amazing to see. I mean, we're having impromptu worship nights through our church, through our fraternity, through any avenue you can think. And people want to follow God and want the Lord, especially out here at Texas Tech. That is not a sentence I thought I would be saying. So I think that's one of the largest misconceptions.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of signs of hope there on campus.
Dude, you wouldn't believe it.
Like, well, tell me more about it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of touched on this, but like, there's just like, people want the Lord and they're There are Bible studies happening all over Greek Circle. There are worship nights we're doing in the backyard of frat houses, inside frat houses. On the fraternity side of it, there's a real hunger that I believe goes past just culture. And that's just something I never thought I would see, especially with just like all the mess frats can get you into. But then just like in the city, like there are more churches here than I've ever seen. Like there are churches on every block, every street, everywhere. And we are going out to the campus and trying to bring people in. And something my college pastor said that I really, really liked was we're not fighting for our church, we're fighting for the kingdom. Where it's like I could walk into another church service and be like, hey, my church is better. Come on, let's go. And people may follow me. But like, does it matter if I'm taking someone from another church, or does it matter that I'm appealing to somebody who I see on campus who might be at a low, who may never have heard the gospel? And it's like, hey, come on, like I got a place for you. I got a place at Tuesday nights. Come on. And that's just that culture that is being instilled and built by these college ministries, empowering their leaders to go get more people in.
Yeah.
That's just, I haven't seen that many places.
You've got a natural enthusiasm for the Lord. You're talking about people wanting Him. And Evan, I've seen that on you every time we've been together, and even today, listening to you and just looking at you as you describe what Jesus is doing on campus. So man, I'd love to know some of that background. When did you begin walking with Him, and what that journey has been like?
Yeah. So I'll give you the mini testimony here, get you the whole thing. Started out young age, grew up in the church. My mom worked for the church, very involved, had a lot of head knowledge. When you're in Bible studies, as long as you can remember, you start picking up stuff. Never really made it my own though. Kind of lukewarm, had good friends, luckily, so I never fell into any rough crowds. But never really still made it my own. So I made my way here to Texas Tech, and I'm arriving, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this lukewarm faith. Like, I'm tired of following Jesus and then just doing whatever I want to do. It's just tiring living that. I wouldn't even say double life, but just like, it didn't match up.
Yeah.
So, Mission Foundation Retreat was really big in my faith. I showed up there, and I didn't really want to go, but I showed up anyways. And first night we're doing worship, and I'm just like, this doesn't feel genuine. I'm gonna have a conversation. Lord, speak to me if you want to, I guess. Went and had a really good conversation. Just
with Him.
With what?
With Him? With the Lord?
Not quite.
Okay.
With the guy.
Okay.
With the guy.
One of his people. Yes. Okay.
One of his people.
Just clarifying.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Had a conversation with the guy there. And in that moment, I thought that guy was just like the wisest person I've ever met. Looking back now with a little context, I know like that was truly the Lord, like opening my heart and speaking to me in that moment. That just set me on fire. Like that whole time at camp, I was just alive. Like,
wow.
Talking about like the joy that doesn't make sense, the pieces that doesn't make sense. Like it just flooded me. So I came to college, rushed Bucks, did all that, which is that fire that ignited me. And obviously there have been highs and lows since that moment. It hasn't all been like straight fire for 3.5 years now. But in that, like, while I've been in college, like whether it's college ministries or Bucks or just people around me, just reminding me that like the Lord is faithful no matter what. So that's just really been the way I've tried to follow while I've been here.
Man's Men is made possible in part by our partners at Southern Seminary. Guys, when your ministry calling is serious, the people who prepare you matter. At Southern Seminary, you'll study under pastors, scholars, and faithful leaders who've guided generations of gospel ministers. They are known for teaching God's word with clarity and for living it out with integrity. If you're ready to be trained by trusted faculty for a lifetime of faithfulness, start your MDiv at Southern Seminary. Visit sbts.edu/MDiv. I'd love to hear some, we've been in a lot of leadership environments together. So I'd love to hear some about how you feel you have been growing as a Christian man and leader, particularly in these last 3.5 years.
Yeah. I think as far as community goes, I've been poured into very, very, very well, whether it's Bucks or church, but where you start getting the leadership aspects, that's where Bucks has been pivotal. Like I was an APT, an assistant pledge trainer, for my first 2 semesters as an active. And then I was chaplain the next year, and then I got service president last year. And so I've gotten to go to just about every event that Bucks offers, and that has been one of the biggest blessings of my life. Remember whether it was my first NLS as a little chaplain that was just like, hope I don't screw this up, or I got to go to core this last year, and just the amount of wisdom that's being poured out and just is free to take is just amazing. I've tried to instill most, if not all, of those values here at my campus. Just I'm not the same person I was from when I got here. Like, I look back and there are just times where I'm like, wow, like I've gone through whether it's challenges or triumphs or whatever, just have changed me and grown me into a person that, like, I'm happy I wouldn't recognize myself now. Like, it's night and day. It's just a blessing.
Wow. So good, man. No, I see it on you. One thing I've admired about you, Evan, and I don't see in enough guys, is the longevity to stick around. You've definitely, you're a guy who could say, man, I put my time, particularly into Bucks. I'm a senior now. I did my bit. I'm gonna kind of peace out a little bit. You haven't done that. So speak to some of the guys who may be junior, senior, kind of sitting in your seat. It's like, why should they stay involved in the things that God has them involved in, particularly for a lot of our guys listening in for Bucks?
Yeah. There's so many lessons to learn. And there's no telling when the Lord is going to reveal those lessons to you. I know for me, it's like, I wanted to be chaplain. That's kind of a lie. I didn't really want to be chaplain. I got told I should run and then ran unopposed. So that door really opened and got me pushed through it.
I had a similar story, man. Yeah. That's how I got to be chaplain. I was voluntold.
It's the best way to do it. But I learned so much as chaplain. And I remember being chaplain, and I'm like, wow, this was really great. I learned a lot of lessons. Glad I got what I could out of Bucks. And then start getting to the end of that term, and I'm like, maybe I run for president. Got told by some people I should. So I decided, okay, let's give it a shot. Won by like 3 votes, which I'm not supposed to know that, but oops.
Yeah.
And went to that. And at first I'm like, oh my gosh, I made such a big mistake. I should not have done this. But my first semester was rough. And I realized, looking back now, I was just white knuckling everything I could. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to truck through. And it was a hard semester. I have regrets. I think I did people wrong, but we got through it, and I was burnt out and went to core. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of done being president. I don't really want to do this anymore. If there was a quit button, I might have pressed it, but I'm like, okay, I got into core. I know some of the nationals guys at this point. It'll be fun. Didn't know anybody. No one from my school was going, so it was just me. And that was one of the most transformative 10 days of my life in that moment. So there were more lessons, and then I finished president strong. And I'm like, okay, I'm done being president. Done learning lessons. Like, Bucks did its thing for me. And then our new president, asked me to be head of standards. So now I get to work with that and learning some of those lessons I learned from president of grace versus when do you have to have some of this discipline? When can you intermix the two? And just learning lessons for that from conversations I've had even this semester so far.
I bet.
So I think if you get to a point to where you're like, well, I've learned everything I can, then you're really just not trusting that the Lord can teach you what lessons you need to learn where he has you. And I mean, I've told people, some people, Bucks is not for them. And you know what? That's okay. Get plugged into a church. I would so much rather see someone be faithful in their church and not in Bucks than faithful in Bucks and not in their church.
Well said.
So there are lessons learned in both places. I personally am a huge advocate for Bucks. It's done so many things for my life. But if you're feeling like Bucks is not your crowd anymore, not your place, not your whatever you want to, whatever label you want to put on it, make sure you're involved deeply in a church.
Well said, man. Very good. You know, you keep mentioning wisdom that is given to you. Bro, you stewarded that gift very well. Like you were dropping some wisdom on us right now. I'd be interested to know just who are some of the men in your life, Evan, whom you most admire. This is where you get to name names and just celebrate those mentors, those friendships that you look at and you're just going, man, God, thank you for that man. Who are those guys for you?
Yeah, I mean, our current college pastor, Cody Carroll, he's done some great things with our college ministry. He's really started to emphasize the outreach, and that's just been really cool to see. I feel like I've been lifted up in that. It's definitely one of my weak points, but trying to grow. Brandon Gilbert was a college pastor before him. My dad told me this. He's like, there are some people in life that will just speak to you, and when they speak, you hear every word, and it just speaks to your soul.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys for me. He truly he's the one that kind of met me when I was just really on fire and kind of put some like practical wisdom into the passion I was feeling. So he's a big guy that is helping my faith. I got a lot of friends here that are my age, but just have provided so much wisdom. My accountability partner, Matt Murray, he was secretary in my second semester of chaplain, and we just got kind of close there, and we've kept accountability going. And he's just so wise. Got a group of guys I'm actually meeting with tonight that funny story. I listened to your oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. I listened to one of the man-to-man podcasts, and it was talking about what true accountability looks like.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And I was listening to that, and I was driving, and I had to like pull over, got out my phone, started like taking notes because I'm like, this is so good. So I'm meeting for an accountability with 5 other guys tonight. So that'll be great. I'm excited to do that. Hoping those relationships will help me to grow. Last shout out. Just so many Bucks Nationals guys. When I was even APT active, like
you said, APT, that's assistant pledge trainer, just for the non-initiated.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah.
But that stigma had been said by people that were older than me, so I understood that. I go to my first NLS expecting, okay, it's just another conference. Don't really want to be here, and oh my gosh, could I have been more wrong? Like it just being poured into. Every single person on the national staff truly cares for every single guy on leadership in the chapter, alumni, PNMs, potential new members, every side of it. You are deeply cared for by every single national person. So I don't know where that stigma came from because it's the furthest thing from true. But yeah, I mean, Logan Lovelace was the LC when I first got to Bucks. I was overwhelmed. I did too many things. I also didn't have a very high threshold for activity in my life, so I was overwhelmed with very little. And he's just like, dude, suck it up. Like, do it or don't.
He's
People
a good leader.
have more going on and do more than you do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like that's not what I expected to hear. Nick Rebell after that was our LC. Luke Harbor's our current LC. All those guys are just wise and pour into you well. Andrew Granger, Gabe McKinney, Brady Johnson, like Tyrus Grover. I mean, it's amazing how truly I've had very meaningful interactions with each and almost every single guy on national staff. So last shout out, whole BYX national staff.
So good, man. Murderer's row of just godly guys.
Dude.
Yeah. Well, Evan, just wrapping up today, the Lord leading the way. Who and where do you hope to be 5 years from now?
5 years from now. So as I said, I'm pre-med, so I will hopefully be.
Well, yeah, that's about right. That'll be graduation, another graduation. Yeah.
Last year med.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully there. As far as where, I got pretty open hands. OU is a place I'd be interested in.
OU Medical. Come on. Boomer.
Yeah, we got our churches doing a church plant in Norman, Sowers Church. If you're in Norman, check out Sowers Church 2027.
All right. Love it.
If not, I'd be happy to stay in Lubbock at Texas Tech, Health Science Center. They got a great program. UT Southwestern in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I applied to a bunch more places, but those are probably top 3. Hopefully married. That'd be a cool place to be.
It is a cool place to be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just kind of having a life where I have community. I'm plugged into a church. I've heard a lot of things about med school being overwhelming and you can lose a lot of biblical community. So just really hoping and praying that instead of that like drought of community, I'm finding really, really great community wherever I'm at.
Well, that answers my final question for you is how can we be praying for you? So I know the brothers that heard that, Evan, are going to be praying for you as they listen in. So grateful for you, man. Just the years in BYX and just the continued leadership. You're a man to watch. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Man to Men is powered by Beta Upsilon Chi, commonly referred to as BYX. What if I told you that one of the most spiritually transformational places on a college campus might not be a church program or a campus ministry, but a fraternity? That's BYX. Everywhere, every day, BYX men are raising families, leading in organizations, and strengthening churches to impact our communities for Christ. You can find out more about Beta Upsilon Chi by transliterating our Greek letters and adding a .org. That's byx.org. We are produced, rather well I might add, by the good gentlemen of the Good Podcast Company. For Beta Upsilon Chi, I'm Dr. Jared Musgrove with Man to Men.